Box here. So, welcome to Market Monday, where we discuss everything going on with the market in the next week or so, or previous, etc., etc., etc. Today, we're gonna go over obviously coin making methods. Everybody's always asking about, hey, I'm making coins. We're gonna go over, promos on their way, the snow conversion, and yeah, a couple other things, power ups, when to sell limiteds, and that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's just go from the top of my list to the bottom. It's Ben's last game tonight. Smile sad. I don't know. I put a lot of I'm not gonna talk too much about it. Talked a lot in the stream today about it, at least at the start of stream. But it's interesting. It's kind of like a mix feeling, but we'll worry about that later. Promos. Okay, so Krayla before we left talked about a promo coming Friday. So they're gonna be back on GMM on Thursday. So no GMM until then, unless obviously things change. But in my opinion, since it's a week later than normal, we're getting playoffs a week after when we got them previously. I do expect it to be kind of a promo. It feels like along the lines of like a team affinity type deal. Obviously, team builders. There could be team standouts like we got last year. In a dream scenario, it's Team Diamonds too, in my opinion. Team Diamonds are some of my favorite cards and promo like all year, right? A bunch of new legends or a few new legends. Some I'm sure will be recycled. And then a new champion that's hopefully like 99 overall glitchy. But mega speculation. I don't necessarily think it's gonna be diamonds. Might have to wait till the off season for that. But I do expect it to be some sort of thing that gets all 32 teams, some sort of like team builder type mechanic. It makes sense because like the last team builder got like 88 overalls, it looks like. So expect like low 90 overalls team builders. Obviously, that's just my thoughts. It could be anything, right? They could be anything later this week, but it feels like that kind of weekend to me. And then the weekend after that will be playoff content because it's, starting the week after that, right? Right after week 18. And then we got like team of the year. We have every single round of the playoff gets content. Team of the week gets back. So I'd expect a couple weeks of team of the week to catch up, right? So like a lot of people in these team of the week categories, right? Because we start, oh yeah, I should go back into that. Team of the week kind of stopped here. 13 sets into it, 13 weeks. So we got 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 5 weeks of team of the week over the next few weeks. Should be interesting to see what kind of cards they bring out. People are investing in guys that had huge games during those weeks. Obviously, like Jamar Chase is the biggest name possible. Now, Jamar Chase is a 6-foot wide receiver. In Madden 22, those aren't the greatest receivers, but it is fun to use like the new guys, especially rooks having great years because we haven't really ever used them in Madden before outside of like rookie premieres and stuff like that. But I do want to talk about this power up being like 40K. If he does end up getting a team of the week set, generally they do spit out the power up. So like it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and not invest in that. If he gets like he wouldn't get a limited because limited is a past team of the week card, but wrong chases. Let's sort by wide receiver, non-Steeler wide receiver, hopefully. Oh, what it was like to have the best chase wide receiver in the league. So, like, that's what I'm trying to say is, like, obviously this is great for gap pack method, like trading up, going to getting an 80 overall. It's great for pack value. I love when cards that are low overall are high in value, so that way the grinders of the market can make coins. Those who don't know what the gap pack method is, the best way of making coins, like, almost all year long, especially right now, it seems like there's a lot of value there. A lot of people making coins. Basically, you got to have 10,000 coins, okay? You take those 10,000 coins, you buy 20 get-up player packs for 500 coins a piece, just list everything up on the block. Now, there are some power-ups that you maybe want to trade in low golds for high golds, especially because of this person right here. So if you want to target 78s, there are some pretty decent 78 overall power-ups. I know Micah Parsons is expensive too. You can basically go on MUT.gg. I'll show you, like, Jalen Hurts is like incredible. This is why you do your low golds to high golds trade ups, is to try and get this guy. This is why the gap pack method. That's why people are pulling like pro fantasy packs trying to pull this guy. Because just 300K for a low card. It's bad if you want to get the card, but it's good for the people that work the market. So other ones to look at, I could show you. I could teach a bunch of people to fish. Just go to, this is MUT.gg. Go to program power up. So you put in power up right here, and then go sorting price. Oh, wait, sort by price, descending, and then you can look at the expensive ones. Jalen Hurts, Marino's not in packs. So that one's not a great one, but Parsons expensive, Jamar Chase expensive, Franco. He just put in the game. So a lot of those that just put in the game, but there's some decent power-ups. You want to take a look at them, but those are the important ones, especially that Jalen Hurts going for 300K. But That's a great way of making coins right now is the Gap Pack method. Otherwise, we'll talk about investments in a second. Okay, let's move on from the promo talk. Yeah, Team of the Year will probably be later on. We'll talk about that in coming weeks and Team of the Week content next week. Otherwise, regular content coming back next week. This week, outside of that promo, we might not get a lot of content. I think Thursday Limiteds might be back already. I can't remember. But Legends, they'll end up switching, I think, after this week to Playoff Legends. Not a whole lot really changed when you go from Legends to Playoff Legends. Ultimate Legends come out after Playoff Legends, after the Super Bowl is over. Let's talk about the snow conversion. EA tweeted out that it's going to be a 10-to-1 snow conversion. Basically, every 10 snow you have is going to equal 1 training. So if you have a 95 overall card and you quick sell it for 250,000 snows, if you wait until it converts over, it's going to be 25,000 training. Now you're like, wait, this is 26,000 training for that. So basically, it's a little bit of a screw job, and obviously the lower you go, the more of a screw job it gets. But the point I'm trying to make is you want to be holding cards of the snow cards, okay? Because do you see how these snowflakes, and these ones, that their value here on like 87s is lower than the value in the price, or sorry, right here, this price versus this price. You see how it's lower? So basically what's going to happen is like the market's kind of determined, hey, snowflakes, it's worth less than an actual 87 overall that's worth a training. So people are like, all right, well, since it's worth less, we're going to sell it for less, right? Makes sense. But if you hold the card, there's going to be a little bit of a like a bridging of the gaps, right? Like the snow cards that are cheaper than the training cards, they're going to go up slightly, and the training cards are going to go down slightly to meet in the middle. So in my opinion, if you do have snowflakes left over like myself, what you need to be doing is rolling them and holding the cards and waiting for them to go. You can either sell the cards now, depending on the price. Some of them might be priced fine. You might be able to find like a little a window where they sell higher. But in my opinion, either roll the 93 Zero Chill Hero card or the 85 Plus. Depends on like what kind of excitement we have. If you want more rolls, go ahead and do this. But basically, make sure and convert all your snowflakes over into real cards, because it is a little bit better. Like, wow, 93 Michael Vick. That's kind of crazy. All right, we got a little glitched here early on. So that, in my opinion, is the best way of going about it. These rolls expire in a day and 15 hours. You can see that on the thing right there, 87. You can see it on the timers. I don't know. It's kind of blended in, but here I can maybe try and point to it. There it is. Point to it-ish. Kind of. That was close. I'm getting better at being a weatherman. But that is what you want to do with the snow conversion coming in a couple days, right? When you take a look at missions, obviously, as we know, very disappointed. The snow strat cards are going away. You can go ahead and take a look at Zero Chill missions. See how it says, where does it say it actually? Ultimate Seasons. I think it should say it once I click into it. That it's going, like, House Rules is going away too. Big sad. I loved House Rules. I wish they'd have more House Rules. Permanent House Rules. There it is. January 5th at 10 a.m. as you see above it for the Hunt for Ornaments. So that's when basically everything's going away, is the 5th at 10 a.m. So like a day and 15 hours like it said. So using the ornaments, I used the rest of my ornaments today. I think it's not a bad idea to go ahead and grab the out of position cards from House Rules, finish those off. I don't mind the end cats. If you do want a card for your team, that's not a bad one, because these ones are kind of cheap for the end cats. And then, like, if you just want auctionable things to make the most coins, I don't mind rolling the 85, right? You saw me get like a 93 out of that one on that roll, but they didn't do so well for me, so it's not a terrible idea to go ahead and get the 92 or the end cat for your squad, or the end cats, just to help your squad out, because I don't know, they're pretty decent cards here. So just FYI, that Bow Nose is over, and that's why we didn't get any Bow Nose content today, for those that know. Bow Nose, we can take a look at their value. I don't know if the rolls are worth anything. Maybe we'll do that later. Maybe we'll do that on stream later. There's too much statistics involved in the Bow Nose rolls, and then like the pricing of the cards, the 96. I will say, I do think sometimes when the sets and the rolls go away, I just want to let you guys know that the prices of the masters sometimes go up. We'll talk about limiters here in a second. But it is a good point at, like, these cards that become harder to get. Not necessarily impossible. They'll be in packs and stuff as they get harder to get, whereas like somehow they've like kind of minned out. These are all the limited. Sorry, I should have gone to 95 overall. It's not a bad idea if they're going for like super cheap to go ahead and grab a few of these Zero Chill Masters if you need them for your squad. The problem is, like, I don't know if they're gonna go down with future content, or future content will require training. That would make like the market steady off. But if you do want one of these guys, I would go ahead and see if you can't cop one before the end of the promo. Michael Irvin's kind of expensive. I don't think there's any profit there because of how expensive he is. You could probably see and calculate out yourself in those sets. I think stocking stuffers are probably pretty decent way to make coins. Still do the math on the stocking stuffer sets. Those have been very solid overall for making coins throughout the promo. The make right about Henry and Simmons. Let's talk about that for a second. So a lot of people are questioning, oh, what do you think the make right's going to be? What do you think it's going to be? Like, do you think it gave us a lot of like promo snow back? No. Okay, so basically the amount of people that rolled that was thousands upon thousands of people, tens of thousands of people that rolled it. And the amount of times they rolled it, it's going to be basically, if I get the amount of snow back that I rolled during that period for those limiteds when they weren't in packs, it is going to be absurd, right? It's millions, okay? And that's just my account. And they're going to have to do that for, so like, that's what they're kind of looking at, right? And so they're not going to do that, right? They're not going to give me millions of snow and convert it over training, so hundreds of thousands of training, okay? They're not going to do that. They're going to basically take the cheapest way out. They did this last year. We saw with Mel Renfro. Basically, instead of giving us all of our coins that we got for rolling for Isaiah Simmons, well, I guess we go to the out of position, Isaiah Simmons and Bo Knows, they're going to basically just give everybody a Isaiah Simmons and Derrick Henry, right? Like, you could quick sell it for like 10 training. So that makes me nervous if you're holding investments in Derrick Henry and Simmons, like myself right now, right? Like myself right now. And I think this is one of the reasons why it's still low and why it really hasn't gone up much since it's been out of packs. Not only like Jalen Hurts, Kyler, and all those other cards that have gotten the same abilities that Derrick Henry has, is the fact that people understand this is coming, right? The fact that they think that there's this, knowledge out there that the make rights are on their way. So if the make right is a free Nat, Henry, and Simmons for everyone that rolled, that's a lot of people getting free cards, and a lot of these cards are going to end up hitting the block because they're replacing cards they already have. So that is why I think Derrick Henry, one of the reasons why he hasn't gone up much, not only just due to the incredible supply out there, but other cards that do what he is, but just FYI, if you do want to take your profit on Simmons, you can't go broke taking a profit, right? Simmons is up, Derrick Henry really isn't. I think most people that sold now would take an L on Henry, but there's not much downside to it. So if you do decide to hold the Henry, you really can't lose a whole lot, because from where you bought, probably like 280, the most you're losing is 30K per investment, which, to some people's quite a bit, but in the end, like, your downside is limited, luckily. Like, this card is not going below 280 or 250 quick sell. So that is the one benefit of these investments. So when do you sell them? Whenever you want to, right? Like, if you look at previous cards that were in the rolls, all right, it is crazy how much they went up in price after a few weeks. We see Jalen and Allen are up a little bit, but, like, for example, this right guard up to 419 for Spain, and he was basically minned out too, if I recall correctly, or close to it. We had Quentin Nelson. He didn't min out. I don't know where the Q went. Is Q not on the block? But we also had defensive tackle Akeem Hicks. Was he a tackle or an end? I think he might have actually been a right end. He plays like an offensive tackle with how slow and big he is, a run stopper. Left end? Maybe he's left end. If you look at this card too, he was also in rolls. There was an insane amount of him too out there. There's only 3 left on the block, and it's 389, right? These things aren't getting reduxed for a while. So that's why, like, when people are like, you know what, maybe I'll hold on to it. Like, yeah, obviously we get a new quarterback every week, which is why quarterbacks aren't great investment. I've said that multiple times. Same with running backs. Ricky Williams, I caught a couple of Ricky Williams myself, but, like, basically that's the point. Is, like, eventually maybe the supply runs out. They won't get reduxed for a couple months, maybe. I don't know when 96, when do you think they'll get reduxed? It does make sense. It's going to be well after Super Bowl time, and people are going to want a Simmons. Like, he's the best guy in the game. But there you go. That's my thoughts on limiteds. I'm still holding. I'm hodling. I'm hodling not only my zero chill cards, not quick selling them, not selling them back. I'm hodling them. I'm hodling my limiteds. So it might be a market rebound week because of staleflation too. Like, if we don't get any content, then people keep getting coins, and they'll use those coins on new if there's no new content to use it on. we could see staleflation at least until the next big promo, whatever it is. If standouts don't really tide inflation, and there might be a pack odds increase. Pack odds increases are pretty huge and a big deal, and that would tank the market if we do get a pack odds increase. So FYI, that is the downside if they come into the office like, all right, increase pack odds. But there you go. That's the Market Monday. Hopefully I broke down everything going on. Hopefully it wasn't too complicated. Hopefully I explained it in easy enough terms. If not, let me know. I'm always available on Twitch just about every day to answer questions too, as long as it's not as the berry set profitable or memes of that caliber. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Oh, go to Rock Bottom Coins. Use code GUNFOX 50% off if you want your coins. Really helps out myself and humanity. Mainly my baby getting diapers on his butt. But see you tomorrow.